Hello, hi, wow, I haven't done one of these for like ages. Oh my life, my arm's going to start aching very soon. Hi, I'm Hayley, welcome to my channel. I'm one of the regional ministers in Southern Counties Baptist Association, and I occasionally now use this space to reflect on ministry and life. Wow. So, like, how are you doing? How are you doing? I reflected at the end of last year as I left the Northern Baptist Association, where I had a transitional role, and came down south, and I reflected a little bit about that on a previous vlog, and now I haven't vlogged for a while. Why haven't I done that? I've not done that because of life, right? It's just been... I thought when I'd finished the presidency, life would get a lot quieter, and it certainly has. There's less intensity, I guess, trying to, you know, be regional minister full time and do the presidency. So life is less full, but it's still full with other stuff, coming into a new role, learning a whole new kind of vibe, and having several projects on the go has just meant that things have been full. Also, I moved in June to take up the post in July, but I didn't properly move because my house wasn't ready. I was told it would be ready in the start of December, so this is a new build, so I got to choose where I wanted to live and stuff like that. So it's meant to be ready at the beginning of December. Well, it's now February. But all being well, I'm told we're on track. We're on track at the end of March, which of course, that just makes it more difficult, right? Because I haven't got my staff. I don't feel settled in a space, so I'm in a good old Premier Inn. Again, so yeah, I feel like a bit of a nomad at the moment, as I don't have a solid base where all my stuff is. Most of my stuff's in storage, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's added a complexity of travel and stuff into life. And then I've had some projects going, so been involved. We launched the Cost of Living Crisis film series, which is devotional kind of stuff for churches. Here's a little promo.
Aware of just how much trauma that is experienced by so many people, the depth of experiences that might have been life for people in the congregations that I was serving.
We've seen children come into school with a lunchbox that will consist of a packet of crisps and a couple of biscuits.
I can sit here and cry quite happily for about an hour, then get my head sorted and start again, because I don't want it to affect the way they are. I want my kids to have a happy childhood.
A lot of young people are angry. This was preventable in our eyes.
There are barriers, significant barriers, when it comes to aspirations and fulfilling their destiny.
A lot of the material that you will need for your development is not available to you.
We had money. We pointed it in a different direction. As Christians, we should be appalled at that, because that poverty was created by our choices. And there's great hope in that, because it can be undone by our choices.
There's a challenge ahead of us right now. How do we respond with the good news of Jesus? How do we make a difference? How do we bring restoration and healing in the name of Jesus to our communities?
There comes a time where we have to stop just pulling people out of the river, but we have to go upstream to find out why they're falling in.
So that's the main project that I was involved with towards the end of last year, kind of getting that up and out for churches to use. I'll put the link in the description below so you can download that and engage with that. I really want churches to engage with that. And then I had to finalise my film for Project Violet, which will be released in May, along with all the other reports. yeah, just getting to know southern counties. So here's a little bit of a snapshot of the stuff I've been engaged in. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I've just been doing the day-to-day ministry of a regional minister. Yeah, and I'm loving it. I will say, people often ask me what the role of a regional minister is, and I guess at its heart it's walking alongside churches and ministers, helping them to be the best that they can be, helping them to flourish. And sometimes that looks like inspiring a church to do something. Sometimes it looks like coming up with some ideas and helping them think creatively. Sometimes it looks like troubleshooting. Sometimes it looks like challenging behaviours. And mostly it's about being with people and cheering them on, because actually the majority of our ministers and churches are doing a fantastic job, and so I get that privilege. I also, one of the things that's really suffered that I've noticed since not having my own space is time for me. So I got away in January and went with some mates to Centre Parks, which was lovely. But in terms of running, in terms of exercise, in terms of stuff for my well-being, that's been really hard to maintain. Well, it's just gone. I still look after my well-being, of course I do, but in terms of exercise, that's been really hard. I think my body is physically shattered. I've reflected on that before. I think when you're serving in emotionally and spiritually draining places, it has an impact on your body. And so I acknowledge that. But also there's an element of just routine's been out the window. So yeah, I've not done any of the selfies kind of while I'm out for a run, because I've just not been doing those things. But I need to get back into that habit. I need to get back into the routine. I think once the nicer weather starts and I'm in my own space, that would be a lot easier. I'm moving to a little village, so hopefully there'll be some nice little country runs. Not too much outdoors, but enough outdoors to keep me sane. So that'd be good. But I just wanted to check in the space just to say, look, here's what I've been doing. I do try and update my social media channels on a bit more of a regular basis, so please do follow me on any of those. Oh, there's a nice little QR code actually. You can just thread that and that'll take you to any of my wonderful things. And yeah, so hopefully once I'm in my own space, once I've got a bit more of a routine, I'll be able to start reflecting more again on ministry and practice, because I know some of you have asked for that, and that's really kind, so thank you. Yeah, so this season as a Baptist movement, we're praying, and you'll see if you do follow me on social media, my urge is actually, let's just enter this season of prayer and stillness before God. That's quite a good place to be, actually, a place of humbly coming before God and saying, actually, what are you saying to us, and how can we follow you? So yeah, please do join in with that. I will hopefully touch base when I am in a proper house and not Premier Inn. I keep showing the purple curtains. Do you know what? I had this weird experience the other day where I woke up in a Premier Inn, but I couldn't think where I was, like in terms of where I was in the country, because like that's the problem, they all are the same. Anyway, thank you for all your support, all your prayers, all your messages. I am still very much praying for you and our whole Baptist movement. Please do keep subscribing, liking and following as we kind of up the ante with the more content and reflections. Do engage with the other projects that I am part of, and I will see you next time.